But we're going to kind of head over this sort of line here. So now this is when you step over it. You got your rough line. Remember, 80% accurate on the aiming. Don't need to go 100%. You just want to keep it running over those frisbees. So now you're just thinking of that TikTok cloned putting stroke that goes that 20 feet, and you've adjusted with a little firmer, a little less for uphill, downhill. I talk about this in that first video. So you're focusing on 3 swings that are exactly the same. Quick look up. Another reassuring look. Ha-ha! Hi everyone, Murdoch here, hope you're well. Now in this video, let's talk about reading the greens. Now, I suggest you watch my video I did on putting before this, which is a numbers, putt by numbers, where you pace out the putt. I'll put a link in the comments, because that's a good way to first of all determine a consistent stroke. Robot-like. Cloning it, number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Like a metronome, so consistent. You don't even care about where the hole is at this point, or how far that consistent stroke hits the ball. You've just got your natural stroke. Depending on the greens you're playing on, you start with that, all right? You start with a committed stroke to get the strike, which will get the roll and get a set distance from it. Now, assuming you've done that, you then recall that blueprint because you've paced out the putt. Now you're going to read it. You're down here and you're looking at a putt as thirds, all right? There's 3. Now you're looking at the putt made up of thirds, all right? You've got the start of the putt, where it's running the fastest, the middle, and then the final bit, which takes the most break. So you're looking at the putt and you're summarizing it. Right, higher ground on the left, lower on the right, slightly uphill. So you're reading it as in the first part of the putt here is going to be the less break, because the ball's traveling the fastest. It's also at a range of 22 feet. So we're not expected to hole this. So we're following that thought now of the blueprint rather than worrying too much about the break. Higher ground on the left, lower down here, slightly uphill. So we've got to now plot it in thirds. First part, you're picturing the roll. First part of the putt takes me to here. This isn't going to do a whole lot of movement. It's going to be quite fast running here. So going over a small frisbee size circle here isn't bad, all right? We're picking a line about here. Now we're picturing the pace dying a bit, all right? Still on the high ground, dying a bit. So the second part of my putt is here, the second third. We want to travel over a sort of point here. Now it's slowing down. We want to spend more time picturing this area, imagining it coming down, because the front of the hole is here. It's not here directly in line with my ball, it's here now. If you go too straight, can you see you'll just go on down the slope? So we want it dying around this point. This is the bit you focus on, all right? You've paced out the putt. You can reassure yourself as you come down, looking from the other direction, just to make sure you're seeing high ground here, low ground there. And then once you crouch down for a final time, you start imagining where those frisbees are that you've looked, and you reassure that. Now you don't spend too much time focusing on the line. You've either lined up your ball with the line that's now often on them to your first point, or a point that's between that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to pick a point, and again, it's only rough. We've got frisbees to go over. We haven't got a precise line now because it's not inside 10 feet. We want the pace more than anything. It's an 80-20 rule, remember, golf. 80% of this putt, we'll be happy with a 2 putt. If we make it, that's a super bonus. But we're going to kind of head over this sort of line here. So now this is when you step over it. You got your rough line. Remember, 80% accurate on the aiming. Don't need to go 100%. You just want to keep it running over those frisbees. So now you're just thinking of that TikTok cloned putting stroke that goes that 20 feet, and you've adjusted with a little firmer, a little less for uphill, downhill. I talk about this in that first video. So you're focusing on 3 swings that are exactly the same. Quick look up. Another reassuring look. Ha! There we go. Not always going to hold them. But can you see, just keeping it simple, I'd think of the frisbees, all right? Think of the whole putt as thirds, a fast bit, slowing down, then the important third coming into the hole. Put a frisbee, imagine a frisbee. I think that's a good size. Dustbin lid's too big. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Take care.